Hello, third graders. Today we're going to be reading Chapter 3, Changes in California Over Time, Lesson 1, Early Exploration. The big question for this chapter is, how does life change throughout history? Jumpstart activity. Find and circle items in the photo that are different from today. Your teacher will give you 1 minute to find differences. So go ahead. Look at this picture and circle anything you notice is different from what it was back then to today. Go ahead, pause the video, do that quick activity, and then let's move on to the next page. All right, here is a quick wrap about the times are changing. This is a great way to preview the chapter vocabulary as we sing the rap. Well, we're going to read the rap more than anything. In the 1500s, great changes came about as European explorers searched for trade routes. North America was new land to them, but Indians lived there first, had since, way back when. What is now California is where some explored. The Spanish and English were two who went ashore. Soon the Spanish built missions up and down the coast. Nearby formed presidios, pueblos, and ranchos. People still came, the place kept right on growing. The gold rush and railroad kept them coming and going. In the present, culture makes our state great, growing and changing as the future awaits. Lesson 1, Early Exploration. The big question for this lesson: I will know the explorers who came to California and why they explored. Vocabulary for this lesson: century, wealth, explorer, voyage. Academic vocabulary: job, claim. Jumpstart activity. You are going to explore your classroom, maybe for you guys, your house. Walk around the room and list everything you find that would be helpful for studying about the United States history. Looking at this picture, Juan Cabrillo, that's him, is greeted when he arrives in early California. Look how he is being greeted by the natives. Okay. Why do people explore? Perhaps they are looking for resources. They might hope to find riches. Maybe they want to learn about new places. Why would you want to visit a new place? Europeans explored North America. In the 1500s and the 1600s, people from Europe explored the world. The 1500s and the 1600s are centuries. A century is 100 years. Some European countries wanted to gain power and wealth. They explored to control new lands and find riches. They also explored to find faster routes for shipping and trading. England and Spain were among the many European countries that explored North America. They wanted to use its many natural resources. They also wanted to expand their power as world leaders. An explorer is a person who goes to an unknown place to learn about it. Explorers are adventurers. They left Europe in ships not knowing what they would find. Their job was to find wealth. Spain also wanted to spread the Catholic religion to other lands. However, exploration led to Europeans taking over the lands of American Indians who lived there. Reading check 1. Reread to identify text that explains why explorers traveled to North America. Then write 3 reasons below. So maybe you can say number 1, number 2, number 3. Give me 3 reasons in looking up here why explorers came to North America as in their exploration travels. Go ahead and pause the video so you can write your 3 reasons, and you're going to find them in these two paragraphs, okay? So pause, fill it out, and let's move on to the next page. Cabrillo and California. Juan Rodriguez Cabrillo was a Portuguese explorer and soldier. He served the Spanish. In 1542, the leader of New Spain ordered Cabrillo to explore up the Pacific coast. He explored north and present-day California. The Spanish called the area Alta California. This is a statue of Juan Rodriguez Cabrillo that stands near San Diego Bay. Cabrillo set out on the voyage or sailing trip with 3 ships. Cabrillo and his crew may have been the first Europeans to see the California coast. In 1542, they sailed into what is now San Diego Bay. Even though there were American Indians living in the area, Cabrillo claimed the land for Spain. Remember, claim is to say that the land belongs to a certain country. So when he claimed, he was saying this land belongs to Spain. Cabrillo and his crew then sailed north along California's coast. They saw many California Indians. Some experts think that at least 135,000 American Indians lived in that area. Primary source. Always there were canoes because the whole coast is very populated. From an account of the voyage of Juan Rodriguez Cabrillo, translation of Record of Cabrillo's Voyage, 1999. Some of the California Indians were helpful and showed the explorers where to get fresh water. The California Indians even gave the explorers sardines to eat. Not all the meetings were peaceful, however. At one stop, Cabrillo got in a fight. He was injured. He later died of his injuries, but his crew continued on. Number 2, reading check. Describe where Cabrillo's voyage went. So go ahead and look up here and see where he traveled. And you can even look on this side as well, where he traveled, and go ahead and pause so you can describe where Cabrillo's voyage went. More explorers come to California. Francis Drake, an Englishman, sailed around the world. Along the way, he raided ports and ships. He took their gold, silver, and other treasure. By the time Drake's ship got to California in 1579, it was loaded with treasures. It also needed repair. Drake and his crew spent more than a month near Point Reyes, close to what is now San Francisco. Some historians believe they visited the Miwok village. Before Drake left the area, he claimed California for England. And this is a map of early explorers of California. In the green, we have Cabrillo. All of that's what he sailed around California or the Pacific Ocean area in 1542. In red is Drake, 1579, and in blue is Vizcaino in 1602. And you see the routes and where they stopped. Meanwhile, Spain was interested in finding new harbors in California to support sea voyages. Sebastián Vizcaino was a Spanish explorer. Spain chose him to find a place to build a port in California for Spain. Spain also wanted him to map the coastline. Vizcaino set off with 3 ships. One of the ships was named the San Diego. In 1602, Vizcaino arrived in the area Cabrillo had explored. Vizcaino named the area San Diego. As he and his ships sailed north up the coast, Vizcaino wrote reports about what he found. He also named Monterrey, Santa Catalina Island, and Santa Barbara. Vizcaino returned with a report about what he saw. Reading check. Sequences. The voyages of Drake, Vizcaino, and Cabrillo. Fill in the chart with names and the dates they arrived in California. Put the names and dates in order from oldest to newest. So you are going to need to use this map, use the readings to tell me who came in first, next, and last. And you fill in the chart with their names and the dates when they arrived in California. Go ahead and pause this to fill this out. And then when you're ready, we'll move to the next page. Indian and European views. Both Spain and England claimed California, but the land was not empty. Groups of California Indians already lived on the land. How did these groups feel about European explorers? We know that some California Indians helped the explorers. Other groups were hostile or angry toward the strangers. The explorers and Indian groups looked different from each other. They had different clothing, weapons, language, and tools. They also had different viewpoints about land. Reading check number 4. Summarize what you learned. Fill in the speech bubbles. Show how explorers and California Indians viewed exploration differently. So here in this bubble, can you tell me what this explorer or how this explorer felt about exploring California? And on this side, can you fill in the bubble of what he felt or how he felt about having explorers exploring his place in California? Europeans believed in borders and land ownership. They also did not believe that Indians could own the land. American Indians did not have these same beliefs. They had no use for borders, and the land was where they lived. The explorers and the people who already lived in the area had different ideas about claiming land. The actions of Europeans brought big changes to the California Indians. All right, let's go ahead and finish the lesson check. Number 5, explain what the explorers wanted to find. So here you're going to tell me what these guys, the explorers, wanted to find on their voyages. Go ahead and pause, write your response, and when you're ready, let's move on. Number 6, draw lines to match the names of the explorers to the details. So here you have Francis Drake, Juan Rodriguez Cabrillo, Sebastián Vizcaíno. And you're going to make lines to the details of their explorations. Who explored, for example, in 1542, explored present-day San Diego. In 1602, explored the name San Diego and Monterrey. In 1579, landed near Point Reyes while his ship was repaired. Go ahead and match the explorers to their details. Pause to do this, and when you're ready, move on to number 7. Number 7, explain why claiming land for a country might be good for some people and not for others. So tell me, why would claiming a country be good for some people, but why would it not be good for others? So kind of give me the pros and cons of owning land when others are maybe already living there. So think of how this would benefit or not benefit the rest of the people. Go ahead and pause, fill that in, and when you're ready, let's move on to the next section where you're going to look at your answers or check your answers. Here are the answers for Chapter 3, Lesson 1.